The first thing that everybody remembers about Darren is that he was just big. He was big everywhere. He was big here, huge heart, obviously, huge voice, bigger than mine, and just so full of life. And he was really fun to be with.
He made me laugh a lot. You know, he was that type of a kid, and generous kid, just well liked by his classmates. He was kind of a little bit of a prankster.
The worst thing you can do to a 7th grader is make him late for class. So we would do things like either maybe take him and hold him in a locker till the bell rang, or even better, we'd take him and leave him outdoors and we'd hold the door until the bell rang and then they'd have to run in. And Darren always liked that because it was fun. It was just devious enough. It wasn't that mean, and no one was getting hurt, no one was getting in real trouble.
And I can recall having a conversation with Darren one time about what he wanted to do after leaving high school, and he, without even hesitation, he said he wanted to go into the military and serve his country.
I remember how I heard that Darren had been killed, and it was a scroll on the news in the morning over my coffee, of course, and I looked at it, you know, and it was that, you know, wow, I know that name, and no, that doesn't make sense. That must be wrong. And I kind of waited for the news to go through, and they talked some more, and at one point, somebody finally said it out loud. And I just remember thinking of him and that big belly laugh and smile of his that was just always there. And I realized then that, you know, we were friends, and you know, 25 years too late, but I wish we had been a little bit closer.
Good morning. First, I'd like to thank you for giving me some time to talk a little bit about my brother, Sergeant William Wojtowicz. Bill grew up in Groton, and he attended Groton-Dunstable Regional High School before he went on to a career in the Marine Corps. Once Bill realized that he wanted to qualify for MARSOC, he redoubled his training efforts. He did weighted rucks for fun. He disciplined himself to use all of his free time to make himself a better warrior. The only thing I remember him struggling with when he was trying out for MARSOC was his shooting. He had to qualify expert, and he had a hard time with that. So he convinced his instructors to stay after and work with him on extra time and do one-on-one work so that he could bring his shooting up, and eventually he qualified expert and made it into the MARSOC program. Another thing I remember about Bill is that, you know, he was this elite warrior in a special operations group, and it didn't change him a bit. Speaking with the guys that he worked with in the Marine Corps and over in Afghanistan, they remember the same things that I do about Bill: his smile, his energy, and his courage. Bill loved his time in the Marine Corps, and he loved the men he served with. Bill was killed when he leapt over a wall and laid down covering fire, exposing himself to the enemy's fire, so that he could save the lives of his brothers, the men he worked with. 5 guys' lives were saved that day when they were able to get to cover. But when Bill came back over the wall, he was fatally wounded. Take some lessons from Bill. Smile, live life to the fullest, go for your dreams. I think everyone that knew Bill remembers him fondly. And I know Bill didn't have any regrets. He did what he wanted to do, and he lived a life that he was proud of.